a game changer for our
Major Jolly, just hold your thought there. We are putting out these shots of the Prime Minister's visit to the Adampur Airbase. Let's take a look if we can get an audio up on these visuals. All right, this is the Prime Minister. Resonating sounds, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai by the Prime Minister and the Armed Force personnel. Very, very important moment as the Prime Minister made it a point to visit the Adampur Air Base, the second largest one that the country really boasts of as far as the Air Force might of India is concerned. Remember, there was a narrative that had come in from Pakistan where it had claimed that its hypersonic missiles had fired JF-17 fighter jets, and they ended up destroying India's S-400 air defense system. Completely a false narrative from Pakistan that has been fact-checked by India, that has been dissed by India, and the kind of missile attack that was seen very close to the Adampur Air Base also is why this trip of the Prime Minister is rather significant. He's met with the personnel there who have been really reassured because of the Prime Minister's presence, and you can see the kind of upbeat attitude that our brave Jawans really are showing, and Prime Minister's trip to the Adampur Air Base is of course helping with that entire spirit of bravery and bravado as well. But bravado in fact is an incorrect word to hear. Right now it's the valor that is on display, and the Prime Minister is standing one with our brave Jawans. Something that was much needed to bust not just the kind of propaganda that was coming in from Pakistan where they had been wrongfully claiming about things that were not true, and this time the Prime Minister's visit is not just standing up against those false claims, but also silently saluting the valor of our brave Jawans. There is no amount of blowing a trumpet that we are seeing coming from Pakistani side, particularly after the second round of DGMO level talks and the ceasefire understanding that has been arrived upon between the two countries. This visit, very, very important one of the Prime Minister's, as that cessation of hostilities has been arrived at, and the Prime Minister made it a point that the first trip that he does to meet with our brave Jawans is at the Adampur Air Base. Remember, this air base has been really strategic in firing several of those missiles into the Pakistani territory without really going on the other side of the LC or the IB, and that's how important these strikes really were from the Indian side, and speaks volumes on the precision strikes by India that was conducted on the air bases of Pakistan. The Noor Khan Air Base particularly destroyed very close to the General Army headquarters in Rawalpindi, which had led to the Pakistani General Asim really have to take shelter in one of the bunkers for a couple of hours, and now he's contemplating that entire shift of base of the GHQ altogether from Rawalpindi. That is the impact of the Indian attack, and that is how the world should see it. Here's the Prime Minister at the Adampur Air Force Base. In fact, Lieutenant General Harimon Iyer and Major Jolly continue to be with us. Lieutenant General Iyer, very, very resounding and thumping cheer that the Prime Minister received, and the Prime Minister also made for our brave Jawans here. These visuals really speak for themselves.
Firstly, if you look at the video very carefully, there are two very important things which the video shows. You can see a Rafale, and next to the Rafale you can see the S-400. You see now, you can see the Rafale and the S-400 both standing proudly. It should send the correct message across people who thought that they could destroy these two, major assets of Indian Air Force. As far as the enthusiasm, like I mentioned, I have met with the troops after the Prime Minister's visit, and I have interacted with them, and I have seen improvement in their energy and morale after this gentleman comes and leaves. And it has not been a one-off thing, coming and meeting with the troops in intervals, whether it is on occasion of Holi, Diwali or these kind of functions. or whenever such an event happens, Prime Minister is always there. I have seen what happened when the Prime Minister went to 14 Corps in Ladakh when aftermath of the Chinese invasions in 2020 and the resultant response which the Indian Army gave afterwards. So just another word about the Prime Minister, I feel we are very fortunate to have a very strong man who is approachable, who is decisive and who gives very clear decisions and makes the job, the person executing it much. And this is something which has ensured that in the last 10 odd years, whatever has been thrown at us has been given back much larger manner and with much better response. Thank you.
Okay, General, stay on.